All right, Aquarius, welcome in. This is a reading for the end of 2023. I will still do December's tarot reading, but this reading has more to do with the astrology of what's going on over the next 6 weeks or so, 7, 8 weeks, whatever it is, 6, 7, 8 weeks. And I'll talk you through that. There's still a little bit left of November astrology that I'm going to talk about, and then December astrology. Your theme. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, but mostly Sun and Rising Aquarius. And this has to do with your current social circles, the current friend groups that you have, or whatever social networks you're in, and as opposed to past life connections showing up, or past life loves, or connections that are fated and destined. So we'll talk about that. There's a little bit of energy of like, do I stay in my current community or do I run off and join the circus? Okay, there's a little bit of that. So let's see where we go here. Boundaries, transformation. Ah, look at you, karmic path. Okay, so that does make me feel like maybe you have been resisting a situation. Maybe you've been resisting choosing a karmic path, or choosing a person, choosing somebody that you're here to be with, like a twin flame, a soulmate of some kind. I'm not, there is karmic energy here, obviously, because this karmic path. Right? There is karmic energy, and we can look at the word karmic and think, ooh, that's bad, or ooh, that's negative, or something like that. But I am feeling like because you're creating some kind of boundaries in your life, you're going to be shaking up the timeline and choosing a new path, choosing a very fated and destined karmic path. You made some boundaries. Maybe you said no to third parties, or maybe you've said no. That was what was going on with the morning message for Wednesday. And let's see what's happening for you, Aquarius. Okay, all right, Aquarius. Two of Wands, Two of Cups. There's a choice in love here for Aquarius. A choice in love. The Emperor, the Nine of Swords, the Devil energy, the Chariot, and the Page of Swords, going in the direction of your dreams. Some of you are, I feel like some of you are walking away from a situation that looks good, or other people are like, I don't understand. What are you doing? Why are you walking away from a stable situation, or whatever? I think it has something to do with you really choosing your path. And I think the situation you're in, while it's not bad, it's also not fated and destined. It's not a connection that has to do with the reason you're here. Okay, so you might be in a situation that's like, fine. Now, this doesn't have to be a relationship. This could be a job, could be a career path, could be family. It's just not the thing. It's not the fated and destined thing that you know you're here to do. And so your soul is calling you in a different direction. Some of you are putting up boundaries with toxic energy, any kind of toxic energy, any kind of bad habits, any kind of addictions, any kind of things. I'll go through some of the astrology in this video, and then also in the extended, I'll extrapolate on it and give you a little bit more about what's going on in December. Seven of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. There's the fated and destined right here. This is Wheel of Fortune. That is fate and destiny right there. Ten of Cups. You're going toward either a twin flame, or you're choosing happiness. So even if we're not talking about twin flame, right? For some reason, I had this feeling like I was supposed to wait on the twin flame reading. I had done a couple last week, and over the weekend, the 11/11 portal was really important. And I just had the feeling like, wait. So there's some kind of new energy coming in for partners, fated, destined partners. Eight of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. All right, so Seven of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. Something that you have spent 7, 8, 9 years doing. 7, 8, 9, okay? Or being with somebody. I think there's some anger and resentment growing right now. I think this could be a career path that you've chosen that isn't working for you, or a person isn't working for you. It's almost like you're turning your attention to put the time and effort towards something that is good for you, that is healthy, healing, expansive, growth orienting. Knight of Pentacles is Virgo energy. And so you could be dealing with somebody who's leaving behind a situation that has gotten, I don't use this word very often, acrimonious. There might be a lot of fighting going on. There might be real irritation. So even if it's not fighting, there could be this like sniping energy. All right. So if you're having that, if you're like, going to a job, it hasn't bothered you until just recently. It's like, well, it's fine. But I feel like your calling is calling. And, that's definitely for sure. So it started in this new moon in Scorpio. And I'm going to clarify that karmic path. I think there's something about wanting something stable that isn't stagnant. And what I mean by that is this is stagnancy. Okay? This is something that has held you back from your happiness, from your joy. Rules, regulations, something that's very structured. Opposite. So we've got Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, Virgo, Sag. I almost feel like some of you are wanting to go toward a Queen of Pentacles. Some of you have become the Queen of Pentacles and you're moving away from a stagnant situation. Okay, something like that. What's this karmic path about? All right, so Three of Swords is showing up. Ooh. 10 of Swords. Knight of Wands. Oh, interesting. Page of Cups. Somebody could be reaching out to you. Uh-oh. No barking, please. I know, it's the garbage man. It's okay. Somebody could be reaching out to you after they've been through something acrimonious. And I feel like you've been standing still. I feel like you've been kind of like just contemplating your future. Like, what am I going to do? Am I going to stay in a situation, or am I going to go off and join the circus? All right. And what that means is I feel like this situation could be a person, could be a career path that's like feeling expansive, feeling totally different than what you've been doing. If you've been single, this is like super connected. If you've been in a career that feels stagnant, this is massive growth. And it feels good to me. This feels good to me. It's sort of like, if I stay in a situation, I know 9 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any different. But if I choose to align myself with creativity and my creativity and what I want to do and transform myself, there's a lot for me. There's a lot out there for me. Okay. So I want to share with you a few notes I've made about the astrology for you. And like I said, in the extended, I'll go into it. But for Aquarius, the themes of friend circles, current circles of people that you're dealing with, local versus exploring, right? Exploring the cosmos. So there is that. On November 24th, we have a stellium in Aries and a stellium in Sagittarius. So two fire signs. I'm seeing Sag here and I'm seeing Aries. So I feel like that has something to do with your life. In Aries, North Node, Moon, and Chiron are there. It is falling in your third house of community, right? Right, local, staying local, siblings, your neighborhood. It's also about communication. All right, so North Node is about communicating more from your heart. Moon, Chiron, healing what you, first of all, doing the healing before you speak from your heart. That's what's being activated right now. It's in a trine to the stellium in Sagittarius, right? The sun, the Mars is entering Sagittarius on the 24th, and Mercury in Sagittarius. Now, these stelliums are going to be very short lived. November 24th, the one that's in Aries, the moon is there just for a short time. So, like a day, like an energy of a day. Stellium in Sagittarius, Mars just entered that day. So, the 24th of November, you should circle it. It's right around Thanksgiving. It's very important in the States. It's a very important day. That stellium in Sagittarius falls in your 11th house, the house of social circles and networks. And the 11th house is much more global than the third house. The third house is kind of like the neighborhood you grew up in. And the 11th house is much more like how you connect with networks of people based on your likes, your dislikes, your philosophies of life, the direction you want to explore. It's a bigger kind of energy. The stellium in Aries in the third house is embracing that community, right? Embracing that third house has the North Node, which means the South Node is across the hall. So that's third house, ninth house. That's the opposition. And ninth house is the house of exploring the universe. So you have Venus, it's going to have Venus in there, Venus and South Node, they're both in Libra. So there's something about a relationship that opens you up to exploring the universe, like gets you out of your little neighborhood, gets you out of your sort of, not a rut, but like something that you already have experience. It's like you've already learned the lessons. It's really time to go from there. And I feel like I'm answering the question for you. But that third house in that community, it's like so what happens with North Node and South Node is you go toward that North Node. You're like, no, I've built this neighborhood. I've built this community. But then that South Node kind of has a problem. There's a problem in a relationship that forces you to make a decision about, do you want to explore the universe, or are you going to stay put in something that might have already kind of cycled out of your life? So that's really important. There's a balance. There's a need for balance. There's a need for a place to be, right? Like you got to live somewhere. There's a need for a place to be, but there's also this need for expansion, okay, for Aquarius. And this is about past life connections. So you could have a twin flame coming in and kind of activating your desire to get out of a rut, okay? On November 27th, we have the full moon in Gemini, which is another air sign. And so this is showing up in your fifth house of fun and sex and joy and creativity. And it is a full moon. So whatever started happening in May, June, if you've expanded your creativity, if you have really worked on healing your sense of fun, right, the sense of exploration, then this could be a time when that chapter might be coming to a close about whatever started in June, or it could be opening the portal to another type of life. So pay attention to that. The more creative you've been, the more rewards you're going to reap. Fair enough? So that's the stelliums on November 24th. We had the full moon in Gemini on November 27th. Lots of talking and communication. This can be the past life, that can be the twin flame or the soulmate coming in, or you're kind of elevating yourself out of a stuck situation and expanding into the universe. So that's really cool. In the extended, I'll look at what's going on with December astrology for you, and I'll talk to you about where that shows up in your chart. For right now, I want to clarify, this Wheel of Fortune. Like, what is coming in here? Magician. Okay. So Magician jumped out first. Gemini energy. So that full moon in Gemini is loud for you. There is some kind of lack of communication. There's your card, healed. There's some kind of lack of communication. Somebody needs healing from a lack of communication. Moon, sun. I get the feeling that either the Gemini, the Sag, there's the Aquarian, there's Cancer, there's Leo. There's been a lot of manipulation going on, control games. And I almost feel like you're manifesting the next path. So if you've been manipulated into staying in a current situation, or you've been manipulative to somebody else, there's a new choice on the table now. And it's like you can free yourself. You can free yourself from something that's too small for you. Okay. So I'm going to continue on in the extended. I'll pull out my notebook and talk more about December astrology. So that's coming up. I'll look at blocks, what you don't see coming, advice, next 30 days. Let's see where we go. All right, Aquarius, link is below. I'll see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.